What's up, YouTube? It's Chris with Murphy Firearms Training. If you watch my channel, you know that I do my ammo testing for 357 Magnum out of this gun. This is a Ruger SP101. This is a full stainless steel 357 Magnum. It is heavy. It handles recoil quite well. However, I have this thing. This is a Smith & Wesson 340 PD. This is a scandium alloy titanium cylinder, air weight 357 Magnum. It weighs 10 point some odd ounces unloaded. Today I have Speer Gold Dot short barrel 357 Magnum. Now, I am a big fan of Gold Dot. I've never found a Gold Dot ammo that did not perform well. We're going to try this Speer Gold Dot short barrel out of the shortest barrel I own. As is typical of Gold Dot, nickel cases, sealed primers, and, well, if you've ever seen a Gold Dot, it looks like a Gold Dot. These are supposed to be optimized for short barrels. Let's see if that's true. We're going to dig out the chronograph. We're going to see what we get. Gold Dots typically do not put the velocity on the box. Let's take a look. Gold Dot hollow point short barrel, 135 grain, 357 Magnum, 20 rounds. There's your lot number. All sorts of warnings. Same info on the other side. All sorts of warnings. No velocity. So, no velocity to compare to. Let's see what we get. And then we're going to hit some water jugs and we're going to hit some ballistics gel and see how this does. Oh, that stings. 995. Ooh, that stings. 1025. Oh, that stings. 1014. $10.16 and $9.95. Average velocity is 1,009 feet per second. Extreme spread is in the 30s, which is really good, 30.6, and almost 300 foot-pounds of energy. I'm planning on hitting here. And I've got 4 hits from the other side, which was from my 327 Federal Magnum. So I want to give you a good look at the paths that are currently there. Give you a good look at the paths that are currently there. And I'm hoping to put a path right here, okay, between these two that exist already. So we entered here, and you see this path. I'm going to follow it with my finger. Here's the path. Lots of upset, lots of disruption. The bullet is here. So you see the bullet there. Here's the bullet. So you see the path. See the path that led to the bullet. Lots of disruption in the first few inches. Then there's the bullet. But the stretch cavity goes all the way to the end of this block. And it tried to exit and hit this other one and then bounce back. I've never seen that much bounce back. Huge amount of bounce back. Let me grab the ruler. So the ruler is situated above the track, and if you follow kind of where the disruption stops, so the major disruption stops, I'm going to say at 5.5 inches. And then it goes on and on and on and on and on, and the bullet is sitting at, there's 13. So 13.25-ish. But the stretch cavity goes all the way to the end of the block. If it'll zoom in and zoom right. Come on. Zoom into that. I mean, it goes all the way to the end of the block. Very interesting. So, there it is. Let's dig it out and see what it looks like. I'm going to give you guys another view. So, your hit for that 357 is right here where my finger is. So, you see this disruption. That's a different path. You can ignore it. It's this path right here. See this disruption here. Lots of disruption here. And then it goes down, 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 down. There's the bullet. And it keeps going all the way to the end of the block. That is wild to me. Let's see if we can pluck that out. And just if you're curious how I do this, I actually take a pair of hemostats and I poke into the block and I grab it and I wiggle it out. Voila. Just like that. So if you're curious, I'm going to tell you guys, out of a short barrel, it's really good expansion. That's really good expansion. Really good penetration. Really good disruption. That's a nasty wound. It stings to shoot it, but it looks like it's pretty effective. Let's try it in water jugs and see if it does the same. Water jug test, Speer Gold Dot short barrel out of the 340 PD. All right, so let's go to what we found. Obviously, this is the first jug. Obviously, it's split wide open. Decent hit, meat of the jug. Exit wound is back there. I saw it. There's your exit wound. One jug down. Second jug, hitting the meat. Split in a couple of places. Exit. Two jugs down. Third jug, hit. Looks like we might have exited. Woohoo! Let's take a look-see. Do we see a hollow point? We do see a hollow point. So, this made a big nasty dent. Like enough to leak. This made a big nasty dent in jug 4. So basically this went through 3 whole jugs. 3 whole jugs. And I'm going to tell you, you know, when you go through 3 milk jugs full of water and stop in the 4th. Ooh, and look at that. Ain't that pretty? Woohoo, ain't that pretty? Let's go get the gel block one and compare. So here's what we see. Water jugs on the left, gel block on the right. So we got a little more expansion in the water. Waters are pretty easy medium to expand in. And then the gel, we got a little less expansion, but still pretty good expansion. This is ideal. This is acceptable. 3 full jugs. Here we got, 13 inches of penetration, not counting the spring, counting where the bullet landed. If you count the actual cavity that made it, went all the way to 16 inches. So I'm not really sure how to count that with ballistics gel. I'm no ballistics expert. I just do these tests and see what we get and kind of compare bullets. But I don't know if you'd call that 13 because that's where the bullet rested, or 16 because that's where the stretch cavity ended. But as you're comparing ammunition, you compare that and you decide for yourself. But I think acceptable results in both mediums. So acceptable results in both mediums. I am going to go ahead and hit the hard barrier test, and it's interesting because there's this gold. Zoom in. There's this gold down in the cavity. I wonder if that's why they're called gold dots. I've never noticed that before, though. Interesting. Huh. All right. So let's go ahead and hit the hard barrier test and see what this does. 1 inch thick treated pine decking board, y'all. All right, well, I flinched and I felt myself do it, so I went low. I wanted to go on the right-hand side in the middle, and I went on the right-hand side, but I'm low. Almost hit the testing rig. In and out on the first one. In and out on the second one. Dang near split the board. And then, what have we got here? There's a big chunk of wood. Ow, splinters, lots of splinters. It looks like I grazed. I did, in fact, graze my testing rig. So I don't know if that makes a fair test or not. But hit the third board and looks like it bounced off. So now we got to try and find it. So let's try to find it. Found it. It is under the camera tripod, if you see it there. Ta-da! So, there it is. So let's compare the 3. You've got your water jug test, your ballistics gel test, and your pine board test. And I will tell you, it expanded quite a bit in the pine boards. Quite a bit. Only penetrated 2 and stopped in the 3rd. So bounced off the 3rd. So If you're looking for hard barrier penetration, this might not be the bullet for you. So it really depends on what you're looking for. What I'm looking for, this did fine, and it expanded in a hard barrier, which makes me happy. So, you know, there it is. But different folks want different things from the ammo, so that's why we do these tests. I hope you enjoy it. My hand stings. Appreciate if you'd like and subscribe. Give me that thumbs up and let me know what you think. I really appreciate your feedback and your time watching. Thanks, guys.